Welcome to this screencast where we're going to look at how to create some atmosphere with sonicpy using techniques such as randomisation with drones, and also getting into really live coding now and showing you what great fun that can be. So let's make a start. So let's start with a drone, simple drone. Start with ambi drone. Lost it there. Ambi drone. Simple enough sample, and it drones. Sounds far more effective if you take the rate and you slow it down, get something that's much deeper and more sinister. And at the same time, we've got ambi drone. We'll put that on a loop. Do say 4 times. Do sample ambi drone rate, and if you remember in sonicpy you've got to put sleep in there, else I've just played them all at once. Then you can use sample duration, which returns, if you give it the sample name, the length of the sample. But remember, the sample is a spring and we've told it to play at half the speed, so it's going to play for twice the length of time. So if we want it to play when it finishes, we've got to put in there that it's 2 times, and that's how you do times in sonicpy with like a little star. So the sleep time is 2 times the sample duration. Alright, okay. So that's going to play that on a loop, and at the same time, what we want is something to be a bit more sort of startling, if you like. So we're going to have a crow making a sound, and that's under miscellaneous crow, I think it is, miscellaneous crow. Okay, and once again, you want something like sample duration, and then you want crow. Okay. Now, straight away, we've got our old problem of the black hole loop, where we're in the first loop, but we're actually never coming out of it to do the second one until we've done the ambi drone 4 times. We want to do these at the same time, and one great way to do that is to now introduce this idea of live coding. You do that with a live loop, and you must give your live loop a name. It must have a name, like, let's call the first one drone loop. So drone loop do, and then this one is our kind of slightly startling noise loop. So we'll call this startling noise loop. Okay, startling noise loop. So they should be playing at the same time now. Now let's turn that off because it's immensely irritating. Not really very scary because the crow is so predictable. So we're going to introduce some randomisation. And we can do that by saying if, and then we use this structure that's a bit like throwing a dice. And you say 1 in, and then you say how many faces your dice has got. So let's say we say it's got 6 or 3. Let's say 3. Right. So only if that's true. So there's a 1 in 3 chance of it throwing a true. If that's true, then it'll play the sample crow. Okay. And one interesting thing here I'll show you is if I leave the sleep there and I close that, we'll get an error message because on that second live loop now there's no kind of sleep in there because it's inside the conditional. So if the conditional statement says, oh, that's not true, so don't play the sample, there's no sleep. So it's trying to go around the loop in really fast speed and time. So we have to make sure there's always a delay in a live loop, or we get that error message at the bottom there. That's what that means. Okay. So if we look at that now, okay, that's not too bad. Okay, still not really sort of great, is it? So let's do. Let's randomise the sleep time on the second loop. So we can randomise it. We can say we'll have a sleep time there between 1 and 5 seconds. Okay, so let's see what that looks like now. notice I'm going up to the top and pressing the run button. Once you get into live coding, a good habit to develop is to just press Alt and A. So I'm going to turn down the volume or the amp on the Crow now. So, and I'm just pressing Alt and R to run the code. You see the Crow sounds a bit more distant now. Let's say we want to move this on now, make this a little bit even more atmospheric. We can change ambi drone. Let's put a different one in. Let's put ambi haunted hum, and obviously we have to change it there as well. Ambi haunted hum. And if I press R, you can see straight away the effect that will have at the end of this drone. Okay. And you can make these changes subtler, because I could have turned down the amp on it and then made the change and then turned it up again. Okay, I'm going to turn the Crow down now, because we're going to move away from the Crow slowly but surely. So let's introduce another live loop now. Let's call this our beat loop. Okay, so what we're going to do in here, let's go for sample. Let's pick one of these. I was playing with this earlier and this sounded quite good. This robot one, Mickey Robot 7. Sleep, sample duration, and then what's the name of that? Again. There we go. So let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, a bit irritating. Take down the amp. Oh, sorry, the wrong place. Take down the amp. Oh gosh, that was irritating. Stick it down. And when you introduce things, as a general rule, perhaps we just learnt you introduce it slowly. Let's experiment with the rate. Okay. That's sounding a little bit more menacing now. Okay, but we've still got it on a fairly standard delay there. I can still hear the Crow a great deal, so I'm going to take that down even lower. Okay, and this one here, that sounds quite menacing, but it's still very predictable, although it is a beat, I suppose. Okay, but this is where you can start to slowly introduce it now, bring it up. Okay, so we can take this one down. Okay, before we move on in a different direction. And one interesting direction to move on to is, I found this earlier, this loop industrial, which at first doesn't seem to do anything at all until you change the rate. Very interesting. So have a go, play around, see what you can do with live loops and using this 1 in 3 randomisation condition statement, so that you can put things in there and then they either play or they don't play. Have fun.